Greetings and welcome to Catholicism and Coffee. I am Stephen Gasinski.
Hi, I'm Beth Kaczynski.
We talk about Catholicism, all things Catholic, and enjoy some great brews. Today we're going to be talking about how creative differences in your creative style are actually can be beneficial.
Yes. So to start, this week is National Marriage Week. So for those of you who are married or know things about marriage, obviously you and your spouse are going to be different people, but you do need to work together for the good of your marriage, for the good of your family, for the good of the world.
Yes.
Yes. And for us, that also applies to our creative work.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of differences.
We really do. Yeah. And those differences are for many different reasons. I'm going to approach things differently just because I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we studied different forms of writing. I did a lot more literary analysis. I did more of the novel and short story format. Or Stephen did a lot of screenwriting.
A lot of screenwriting.
Yes.
My screenwriting one class, I had to write 3 different scripts. I was not allowed to do them even in the same genre, and I went all out.
Yes.
So I studied a lot of different forms of screenwriting. So yeah, there's that difference. Our sense of humor are actually pretty different.
Yes.
Because you like the more dry British humor, which I do too, but I also like the wacky, zany British humor because I'll laugh with you when we're watching, say, Downton Abbey. But you have no idea what in the world is going on when we watch Red Dwarf. If I was watching Red Dwarf, she'd be like, "Why are you watching this drivel?" And I'll be like, "This is brilliant."
Yeah. And then another difference just comes from different life experiences, different ways we perceive the world. Just because we're two completely different humans.
Yeah. We weren't even raised in the same region.
No, we were not.
So there's that difference too.
We weren't even born in the same decade.
Nope. So what you could do, so here's the other question. How do you make those differences work? How did we make them work?
Well, a lot of it is just teamwork. And also, I think the working together builds an understanding. Because I think you got to know a lot more about me from seeing the way I write and interpret writings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've read some of your stuff. Other stuff you won't let me read. 6 years means nothing.
I told you can read it on my 100th birthday.
Yeah, well.
But these differences, they do have benefits. Our books that we've written would not be what they are if we hadn't worked together.
No.
Yeah. The screenplays or the series we've written, they would be very different if we did not work together.
Heck, our show wouldn't be, would be different if we didn't work together.
Yeah, I don't know what I would sit in front of a camera and talk about every week.
Yeah. So let's see. What are some good examples of us working stuff together? Well, actually, it's funny enough. We were talking about this the other night. We'd already planned this show, but we were talking about this the other night. We're doing final workups on our latest book, and I was having a time trying to figure out, okay, how do I approach this? How do we approach these final tweaks and rewrites? Thank you to our beta tester reader who looked through the book and gave his critique. So it was a really good, but you came up with a method of, okay, here are things you can do really well, because she's known me long enough. She can make a pretty good assessment of that. And then here are things you do pretty well, and you tackle those kind of things.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would be about right.
Yeah.
Would be a good example.
And at the core of it, you just have to respect the other's differences.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't say, oh, my way or the highway. This is my project and it must be done a certain way. But you could be losing so much because your partner, whoever you're writing with or working with, or your spouse, they can bring a perspective or their skills and their knowledge that could make your ideas even better.
True, but you also have to respect if someone's been working on this for a long time, and then basically hear each other out.
Yeah.
Because you can't just dismiss someone out of hand, because that just looks bad. It sounds bad. But if you're working together and then you say something, hey, I really think this will work well. And you can be like, okay, what does that look like? And expand upon it. And then sometimes you have to meet in the middle. We've done that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know how many times now. And we're only on year 3 of marriage and 6 years of knowing each other.
Yes. And another thing, too, is sometimes even this doesn't work. That having that other perspective can help you there, because there was another project we've been working on recently. He wrote a lot more of it than I did. I'm just like, this is missing. This is a missing piece of the puzzle. We got to figure out something just to make this even stronger.
Yeah.
Because your writing partner, your spouse, they can make a good work great if you work together well.
Yeah. And there are some people you are just not suited to work together with because your styles are way too different. But that's a lot of discernment.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some pretty good points. Anything else you wanted to touch on this subject?
So why do we work together so much?
Well, it's just a lot easier, and it's a lot more fun because I like having you to bounce my ideas off of.
Oh, I thank you.
Because you have good insights and you understand how I work, so it makes things easier.
Now, would you say I've made you an even better writer?
Yes.
That was a fast yes.
Undoubtedly. You're better at connecting things sometimes. I have such connections in my head, but I have a hard time putting them on paper. Whereas you're like, hey, how did you figure this out? And then how do you come from here to here? And I'm like, well, there's this and this. And you're like, okay, but you need to communicate that to your audience because I have too much in my head.
Yes. Yeah, and I think you, since you did work so much with film, whereas I didn't, you just think, oh, the director will do this, or the actors will do this. Like, no, you need to tell the director what to do. And then they can decide to cut it later, and then you can be mad at them.
Yeah. Besmirch them and mock them mercilessly, which I probably would. But the thing is, I'm probably going to be directing most of the stuff that we've written. Or you will when you're trained up.
So, anyone in the comments section who we need to share?
Oh, there's some good stuff in here. We actually had some early talks before we started, but that's okay. Catholic Table Talk podcast. Hi, I'm live streaming tonight in about 30 minutes. Go check him out. He's got some good stuff. He was kind enough to have us on there. Not that long. A couple
it's been a while, but
a couple years back. Gotta turn off Zelda. I don't know that game, or else I will get lost doing something. That is perfectly fair. Truth and Shadow podcast, also a great, another great podcast. I was thinking, Christopher Chance, our great contributor. I was thinking of maybe starting a separate YouTube channel and show entitled The Giant Papist. Has that name already been taken? Not that we are aware of.
We did some searching before we came on here. So if you want Christopher to start his show, give him some pressure in the comments section.
There we go. Okay, name taken then. I shall get to work on claiming the Giant Papist. So there you go. I love Red Dwarf. My current Starfinder character is a straight up tribute to Cat. Cat is an awful character if you actually consider him morally, but it fits because he is a cat. My wife and I have been married coming up on 10 years, and if she is more different than me, if she is more different than me every day, she is my helpmeet. That's true. And great marriage advice here: never argue in public, never argue in front of in-laws, never contradict each other in the presence of anyone else. I think one time we were bickering in front of your mom, but she was too busy laughing, and she just goes, knock you off, you stop fighting, you two.
Yeah, we weren't even married yet, so it was okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't really that big of an argument.
No,
we were just picking at each other because that's how we roll.
Yeah, we do.
No, we try to keep our arguments private. It's so rare. Oh, I went through that a lot faster than I expected. But that's okay. So, let's do some housekeeping.
Yeah.
Before we delve into.
Now let's apply what we've talked about to real life examples.
Yeah. We'll delve into some housekeeping, and then we'll delve into future projects, as we did promise that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
So, Lent is coming up. There you go. Don't worry, that gray bar won't be there. That's just for our author copies.
Yeah, they didn't want us to resell our proof copy.
That's fine.
Yes.
So if you're needing something for, there you go. For Lent, we have a book called Penitence.
Yes. Like with all of our books, it's available on Amazon. And this one, we have a hardcover and a paperback. Now, it does say that the hardcover takes longer to ship, so you may not get that in time. But the paperback should be under Prime 2-day or 3-day shipping or whatever the shipping is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to get your paperback in plenty of time.
Yeah. And also, I'll just schlock this. Our film Forming Faith, Beth did. I mean, she's not credited as a co-writer, but she did yeoman's work and going through the book and making sure I actually did a good job. As I said, there was a lot in my head. I was trying to fight the urge to fanboy too much, and you're like, no, fanboy more, because it makes you a more relatable writer and you're able to communicate stuff to your audience.
Yes.
So that was a good us working with different styles. So Film Forming Faith, also on Amazon. There's only the paperback and the ebook.
Yes.
So you definitely have those. I know I keep promising I'll do an audiobook, so keep reminding me that I need to actually sit down and record and do it, because I'm okay with recording stuff now because I've been doing it for the past few months, but I really need to sit down and actually record my book. Maybe one day I will actually do that.
Yeah. Well, maybe once we publish our next book, you can focus on recording your audiobook. So as I mentioned earlier, we're in the final stretch of getting our next book ready. It is When Saints Meet the Sorting Hat is our final working title.
Yeah. Oh, dear. So, Vicky Sinski, my mom. You two complement each other well. If you were the same, life would be boring. Yes, it would. Stephen, do the audiobook. Thank you, Christopher. So I need to actually do it and sit down and actually do my part and read it out loud. So there's that. So we're in the final phases of
When the Saints Meet the Sorting Hat. Yeah, so we're going to look at 30 plus saints and decide which Hogwarts house all of them would be based on what the Harry Potter series tells us about each house, and different characters in each house and the traits they exemplify. Because Ravenclaw is not just, the smart people, because there's smart people in every house, but Ravenclaw also has this creativity, this outside-the-box thinking, because they go to their door for their common room, and it's not just answer a question, it's answer a riddle.
Yeah.
So riddles aren't just knowing facts.
No. There's actually quite a bit to it, which is interesting.
And I'm talking about Ravenclaw because that's my house.
Yeah, and Gryffindors aren't always the bravest of the lot, but they have to overcome a lot, and they have to be of firm integrity and such.
And bravery has many forms, because, of course, we have a lot of martyrs. And then we have, like, Maximilian Kolbe, who sacrificed himself and took the place of another man. Yeah. So yes, Maximilian Kolbe is one of the saints we talk about. Yes. And yes, we sorted him into Gryffindor. But spoiler! Yeah, just a minor spoiler. But we go through, and the saints are actually varied. Yes. From time periods and walks of life and all kinds of stuff. And it was actually interesting to go through their lives to kind of help us sort them. Yes. Okay. Shall we? I guess it's time. So we were talking a lot about film writing and screenwriting. And if you've been on our last few episodes, you might know we've got a short film in the works. So I'll let the man who had the great idea tell us more about it. Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the film. I can't go too much into it. I'll go over the basics. 1, the script is pretty much done. That we both co-wrote. 2, here's the elevator pitch.
It is called Better Angels. It is about a former angel sent to Earth to fight Satan's influence. His name is Jeremy. We get to follow him for this short period of time in this film. And I'd like to do more with him in future films. I have ideas, maybe even have a few script outlines, but I want to get this one done first. So we get to follow Jeremiel. Jeremiel is his angel name. He goes by Jeremy on this mortal coil. Kind of go with a Highlander type thing. He's an immortal. He can't die. So he adopts various identities throughout his life. So we get to follow him throughout this, throughout his life, and we get to see how he interacts with stuff. And we get to kind of go through that. We are working on setting up a crowdfunding section for the movie. Our budget is $1,200.
Is it 12 or 15?
Or maybe it is 15.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
So this is very low budget.
Under $2,000, which is ultra low budget.
Yeah. It's also a very short film.
It is not long. We wanted to keep it short, keep it simple, but also be able to tell the story we wanted to tell.
Yes.
With the promise of doing more.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're hoping that if we do this first one and it is successful, it is going to lead to a series. Not a super long series.
No.
But a series where we can really explore J.R. Meal's story.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to do 4, ideally.
Yes. And then the later 3 would be a little longer. There'd be a little more involved with them. But we cannot do those unless we can do this first one and make it a success. And we cannot do that alone.
So, profits from the books,
yes,
will go towards the budget for the movie. As we calculated our profits from the books already, we're about halfway there. Not quite.
No.
So we could definitely use the help.
Yes.
So purchasing our books and such. We're going to set up a crowd fund. We haven't gotten to that part yet. We're still working out the kinks.
Yeah. We want to at least get into pre-production and production a little bit first.
Yeah, we want to get kind of started on that. Ideally, I'd like to start pre-production this year. I think that's a reasonable goal. So yeah, that's what we've got started so far. Any questions, boys and girls?
When's the film coming out?
When it's made.
Good answer.
When it's shot and edited. Wow, Better Angels influenced by the old Michael Landon show where he played an angel disguised as a human, by the hilariously bad film Legion. The description made my mind go weird places. Funny enough, I actually know one of the actors from Legion, Doug Jones. Better Angels was the title because I was just thinking our angels of our better angels of our nature. I did not really intend it for any of those things because I have not seen either of those projects. I kind of was going with Joss Whedon's Angel with the the formerly bad vampire trying to do to absolve himself of his crimes, and Highlander being the immortal, kind of going through life and kind of doing his own thing. So we kind of have a little bit of both of those influencing it. But yeah, those actually happened. I did not know that. I did not know about the Michael Landon show. So.
Yeah. And a note about Better Angels is, yes, it's a fallen angel story. We see a lot of those in secular media, but this is very much a Catholic story. There is a significant character who is a priest. I don't know if he's a main character.
You have not seen Legion? That actually surprises me, to be honest. Yeah, I meant to sit down and watch it. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, no, we did research into Catholic beliefs as far as angels go and stuff like that. and I mean, we were influenced by secular media a little bit. At
Yeah.
least I was, when kind of putting that together. But it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah.
I kind of put my own little twists on things. Earth is the purgatory for the angels here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of references to the battle for heaven.
That's actually my creation of
Yes.
the battle for heaven, which the angels were fighting over dominance of heaven because Lucifer wanted the big chair, and so there's that. So we'll have references to that, and it's very relationship driven, but not like a weird romantic relationship or like interpersonal relationships, mostly friendships or frenemies. We talk about that later. But yeah, those are the kind of things that will be. Hence why I'm wearing my St. Michael shirt, because I knew we were going to talk about this today. So, any other questions, thoughts, comments, concerns? We'll give this a minute. Do you have any questions, even though you've seen the script, and you've helped me write some of this stuff?
Yeah. So how was it beneficial to have a co-writer for this first part of your Better Angels series?
Well, the funny thing is I've been working on it for such a long time, on the concept, because I had worked on it when I was in college. I had written a couple of ideas and had some stuff in my head, but I hadn't really fleshed out the story that I wanted to tell in the first movie. And it was nice to have a fresh set of eyes to be like, okay, these parts work, so that's nice, and these parts don't. So how do you connect the two? And made sure some of the character motivations made sense, or this might be better to communicate what you're wanting the character to portray. So we got those things going for the script, which was helpful, and you helped. Yeah. So that way, that was beneficial for me as a writer.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as St. Gabriel isn't disrespected, the film should be fun to poke fun at a mutual friend of the show, and y'all won't disrespect the three named archangels. I just have PTSD. Definitely. No.
Yeah. A big thing was we want to make sure we are being very, very respectful to the Catholic faith. Because we do not want to be accused of being anti-Catholic. That's the last thing we want.
Yeah. Highway to Heaven, Landon's show ended before you were born. It was a good show, kind of cheesy at times. Well, we're trying to tone down the cheese in our project. So yeah, but I knew about it, but I hadn't watched it. A lot of things I did before I was born, sadly. But yeah, no, the angels would not be disrespected. Actually, we're kind of hoping that if the angels are watching the show, I don't know why they would, but if they watch the
They're all knowing. They watch everything.
If they watch the movie, they'd be more amused than anything else. Be like, well, that's not exactly how we are, but good try, kid. Or, you really like us. So that would be our hope, at least. And Catholics are entertaining. I mean, and we just hope the movie is a good movie that people will just in general be entertained, but they'll be like, oh wow, they actually take this thing kind of seriously. The Catholics, finally a priest who isn't bad or an awful person. I mean, there have been other media that have treated the priest well, but Father Brown is one of them. And other crime shows and such have treated priests with respect. But it would be cool to kind of have a priest kind of go into the spiritual realm, and he's not performing an exorcism, which is kind of cool. But we want to show the respect to the priests and the saints and stuff like that, but also tell a good story. That's the main point. We're not here to just be pushing Catholic propaganda. There are other channels for that, and they try to push what they think is Catholic propaganda, and it's not done well. Whereas I want to tell a good story, but also let my faith influence me to tell a good story.
So we've criticized Christian films a lot for doing one or the other, going to one extreme or the other. How do you balance sharing the faith and the morals with telling a good story?
The story comes first. But also have the Catholic framework to kind of tell the truth. Just go for those universal virtues. And that's what telling any good story. Use the universal virtues of what is good, what is bad.
Yes. Yeah. Talk about it a lot here.
Talked about a lot there.
Yes.
Talk about the hero's journey.
Yes.
Yeah, most minor readers need to read the book, the Hero with 1,000 Faces. I need to read it.
I need to read it too. I know what the hero's journey is. I've studied it, but I've not read the book.
I would want to do both, but yeah. So it would be cool to. So I just wanted to tell a good story. It could be anything. I'm just using the angels because, frankly, as Christopher pointed out, they've been disrespected, and it aggravates me. And I'm like, I want to show the angels kind of cool and kind of, pardon my French, badasses that they are.
Because if you read scriptures, the archangels are awesome.
Yeah. One literal, it's for years, I thought in Raphael, in Tobit, Raphael actually kind of hog-tied the demon and threw him out. That's unfortunately not what scripture says, but that's what I imagine in my head. And I kind of would want to show that just for fun.
Well, there is a project I'm working on.
Yes, you are.
Way too early to give more details, other than it's got some inspirations from the Book of Tobit.
Yeah. So we've got, but yeah, I wanted to just tell a good story and doing it within the Catholic framework because you already have source material there with scripture and sacred tradition. And that's pretty darn cool. And it saves me work because I can be like, well, what was Michael like? Well, he wrestled with one of the prophets. Okay, cool. One of the patriarchs. He got into a bit of a wrestling match. We got Gabriel. He's chatting with Mary, just letting her know, yo, you got this going on. You got Raphael disguising himself as a kinsman of Tobias to go hook him up with his kinsman Sarah so they can get married and all that jazz. So there's all kinds of things there. So I have source material that I can pull from and tell a good story with. And yeah, it's set modern day because I don't have a ton of money and I don't want to ask everyone else for a ton of money to make the movie. But I could do that to be like, okay, this is how these characters would act. So there's that. And I'm making up certain rules. It's probably not true, and I'm okay with it because it is fiction. But I don't want to disrespect the source material. So I'm very careful about that. So what we got? Christopher has been waiting. Hey, Gabriel, there's an indie project that surprisingly does not vilify you, and we're not weirdly androgynous. Random angel in heaven. Yeah. If you're talking about Constantine, yes. That irked me so much. Like the rest of the movie, I hate the portrayal of Gabriel. I hate it. The Book of Daniel showcases Gabriel and Michael tag teaming the fallen angel of Persia. Yeah, don't mess with them. They'll take you out. And we're gonna show that. Hopefully, if we do a project with the three archangels. But Jeremy is our character. He is our main focus. He will be our main focus for the main 4 projects.
Yes. So that is a bit of our past and our future works that we've collaborated on. And just hopefully this episode showed you a little bit about how we work together and how these come to fruition. Mm-hmm. And just the whole many parts, we're all one body. We all have our own gifts. We all have our own talents, but we have to work together to use them to create something wonderful and beautiful. And that is exactly our goal here. And it's why we team up so much. Mm-hmm. That and many other reasons, I'm sure.
Oh, it's easier. I can just yell at you. Hey, honey, I got an idea.
Ooh, I like your idea. I'll write a script for that right now.
Yeah, or sometimes you've done it to me.
That too.
Or sometimes we're just sitting and talking with family, and then they shoot off this silly idea, and we're like, we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, and our mutual friend will like this detail, Jewish tradition holds that it was Gabriel who destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. That would not surprise me. It's either him. I could see it being any of them, honestly, because they don't suffer fools gladly. Well, they consider. I think it was Michael in I think Michael was the angel of death in Exodus.
Yeah, I've heard that before too.
So it could have been him. Could have been Gabriel. You never know. Gabriel could have been there giving the warning. Hey, you guys straighten out, or I'm going to wipe you off. Oh well, I warned you. So we got that going for us. Hopefully we can tell a good story with it. I think the script is good. Not just tooting my own horn. I honestly think it's going to be a good story to tell, and that'll be fun.
I think it's good, or else I would have been like, throw this in the garbage. Or been like, man, this is trash. Let me redo it for you. But I did not redo the whole thing.
No, you just strengthen some parts that really need strengthening. So that's fine with me. Made the project better, using our differences to our advantage. So let's see. We've got a couple of exciting things on the horizon.
Yes. So please support us. Buy our next book that's coming out. Buy our books that are already out if you haven't already. And if you feel compelled to give to our crowdfunding when we set that up, please do so. Prayerfully consider it. You are not required to. We're not going to force or beg, borrow, or steal.
Well, we'll beg.
No, we'll ask politely and kindly.
That's what I consider begging. Okay. I hate asking for help.
Yes. But if there's nothing else you can do, if you're not in a place to support us financially, please pray for us.
Pray.
Because we need to find the right people to make this project a success. And we have to hope that God is going to provide if this project is meant to be.
Yeah. So we need all the help we can get because we want to make this project good. And I think people like us are the future. Because unfortunately, Hollywood has abandoned good storytelling.
Good morals.
And good morals. There are some surprises.
Yes, there are.
There was a YouTuber who made a film with a very ultra low budget, and he made his money back very quickly. And fortunately, he's like, I'm just going to do my own thing. Because other people have tried to hit him up, and he's like, I'm just going to do my own thing. And that'll probably be where we're at. I'll be like, I don't want to be handled by overlords. I'm going to do my own thing and make the best project I can.
And it's not coming from a place of pride. It's like we want these stories to be ours. We want them to be truthful. And we don't know if anyone else would be able to do that or how our work could be tainted if someone else gets too involved.
Yeah. So we're just going to try to tell the best story we can, and hopefully we'll get the right people. God will provide us with the right people at the right time, and we'll be making the best project we can.
Because we're not going to be doing this alone. We need a crew. We need a cast.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, we need an audience.
That's you guys. We need you.
So thank you for being here, for tuning in, for sharing your comments and your thoughts.
Yeah. So, okay. Lord, Pilate is not worthy to stand before you. Let it be by your word, and his soul shall be brought to heel. Michael to Jesus in a satire comic during the Passion. Who knows? Maybe that conversation did happen.
Yeah. Because
there are some weird things that just come out, and it's just like, I can see that happening. Rolando Gomez, amen. And it says you're welcome. Yes, we good friend of the show. We need all the help we can get.
Yes.
Well, that's about it. Unless someone else has any questions about Better Angels or anything like that, we'll wait for a couple of minutes, but we'll start our wrap up. So we'll be back in a couple of weeks doing.
Yes, we're going to have several movie reviews coming up. We took a little bit of a break because we just didn't have many to talk about, and we're like, maybe our audience is tired of movie reviews. But if you want more, tell us you want more. We want to
Yes.
give the people what they want.
Yes, we want to be good hosts because we're just so grateful for all your support that you've been giving us over the years. Because when we started this, it was just a side gig to kind of keep us from going too insane during a very rough time. A little behind the scenes thought, look behind the curtain. We were not in a good place.
We weren't.
The shirt is perfect for the topic. Yeah, I did that on purpose, Mom. I think 5 steps ahead, remember?
And if anyone's wondering, I got him the shirt.
Sock Religious
Yes.
is a fantastic place.
Yes.
I'm kind of irked they don't have the other archangels. That bugs me. Hopefully the audience isn't tired of filming reviews since you asked me to appear in 2 coming up this next month. And I figured you did plan. Yes, we did. Yes, I did. But yes, Christopher is going to be joining us for those film reviews. I'm actually excited because I want to hear his take because he and I have not talked about these movies offline. So it would be kind of cool to have his perspective as well as Beth's and mine.
And then we're going to continue looking at some chapters of Film Forming Faith.
Yes.
So if you want to know a little bit about the book, tune in.
Tune in and buy it, and you can
buy
follow
it, yes.
along. So that way, maybe you could ask me informed questions so I could answer them better. Because if there's something in there that I did not communicate well, which is entirely possible, I can answer those questions for you. So there's a lot. We're doing a lot, and we're not just doing this. We have our real jobs.
Yes.
I have a project I've been ongoing. For those of you who follow our my other channel, Altogether Productions, I'm working on something else, which is very time consuming. It's a lot of work. So we want to do right by our audience because the entertainment industry is too wrapped up in themselves and they're too stupid, which is sad. So there we go. I'll find an entire day to spend rewatching the very long one, my inside joke to Steven, so I don't spoil the film. Yeah, that's a long one, but it's so good. If you're talking about the film I think you're talking about. The other one I have not seen, so I'm kind of looking forward to that, and I'll give my real reaction because the other one I've seen a couple of times. So it'd be cool to share that with you, our wonderful audience who've been so supportive, and I'm forever grateful. Well, I think that covers everything.
So in the meantime, have a blessed Lent because we will not be back before Lent starts. Yeah. So Ash Wednesday is a week from tomorrow. Get your ash to Mass, even though it's not a holy day of obligation.
But it is good.
It is good. Start Lent off the right way.
Yeah. And if you want to get our book, it is a good tool.
Yes. So just a little bit about it. We'll look inside. So you're going to have lots of readings and reflections.
For every single day.
Yes, every day. And we look at prayer, fasting, and abstinence. And then every Sunday, we have an opportunity for a journal entry. Yeah. So welcome to the first Sunday of Lent, maybe.
Yeah, the first Sunday.
Okay. So there's just a couple of questions. It's like, what are some ways I can grow in prayer during the next 6 weeks? What are some things I can fast from for the next 6 weeks? What things can I give or what ways can I serve for the next 6 weeks? Yeah. And you can just reflect and think yourself and see lots of space so you can write. Mm-hmm. And if you like writing, we also have our Praying with Saints journals. We have a male version and a female version. Now, if you're a woman and you really want to pray with male saints, you can still get the male version. It's okay.
Yeah, no. This is not like this is tailor-made. It's just male saints are in one book, female saints are in another.
Now, I wrote the female saints, he wrote the male saints, so you might find, this feels a little more feminine with the female saints, or this feels a little more masculine with male saints. There are multiple reasons for that.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yes.
If you're drawn to either one, or if you're drawn to both, go for it. And if you want the Lenten book, go for it, please. Yes. They're good tools. We wanted to provide you the best tools that we could because, I mean, we're both laymen.
Mhm.
So we wanted to just give something for you, for our fellow laymen who wanted a little something other than all the stuff that the mainstream Catholic world is throwing at you. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with those. Those things are helpful. I've used them.
Absolutely.
But if you wanted something else, we're providing an alternative.
Because not every Catholic speaker or Catholic organization is going to resonate with you.
No.
And their organizations, they are wonderful organizations. They do great work, but I'm like, this just is not a good fit for me. And that's okay, because every person is unique.
Yeah, because certain speakers were good for me for a certain point in my spiritual life.
Yes.
Because I wasn't spiritually mature or as spiritually studied as I am now. And these people, I'm like, well, they're kind of a one-trick pony. I'm not all that interested in them anymore. And then there are others. I mean, there are evergreens, but not everybody is an evergreen, and that's fine.
Yes. Like I said, creative or differences creatively. Use them for the benefit. And every speaker, every writer, every whoever has a different gift, has a different approach, has a different perspective.
Absolutely. So that was a pretty solid episode, I think.
Yes. All right.
Okay, for real this time. All right. In the meantime, consider our books. Pray for us.
Please.
We pray for you.
Yes.
Every night.
Yes.
Be bold. Be brave. Be courageous. Enjoy your beverages.
Yes.
God bless.
God bless.